Bobby, we are so fucked up now. I got white people asking me what's wrong with us. Mm-hmm. I got white people that I know on a personal level. He said, look, man, I don't mean no harm. He said, what's wrong with black people? And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, where do I start? I pick a spot. We hate ourselves so bad that we'll do anything now. I mean, when I mean the word anything, I'm going to put a capital A at the word anything. For money, mm-hmm. for position, yeah. for a car. Mm-hmm. I saw a nigga man eating some snakes on Fear Factor about 2 weeks ago for $50,000. And then when he got through with that, he had to eat some cow manure or something.
And did he make it?
And he didn't make it.
They never do?
No, he didn't make it because the white boy, because you know white folks, when they come to that, they got the black man beat.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, it used to be a time, man, that wait a minute, niggas say, oh no, I'm sorry, I ain't doing that. I'm sorry, I don't care how much you give me. Like for me, I'm not too far in the height. So I don't give a damn how much money you offer me. I'm not going to no motherfucking mountaintop, looking down and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Right.
I may fall off of there because they are indigo, you know.
Right.
But not indigo, vertigo.
Right.
Correction. But my thing is, Bobby, I call it ethics, man. It's just, there is none. I mean, we you know, everybody I talk to seem to be disgusted with one another.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We have become, we will do anything for money.
Anything.
The black woman has to watch it because she'll do anything for security.
Right. Right.
And I understand this, but they'll do anything for security. You know what I'm saying? And we will do just about anything. As a matter of fact, you can train a people, or people can slip so low into money can be just as addictive as dope, crack, and all that. I have seen people mindset on one day they fine. The next day they get a little money because somebody, they got a little money, they put, you know, they got a little loan on the house, or they, you know what I'm saying, or they got some little injury.
Whatever.
And we talking about low, we talking about just, we're not talking about millions.
We talking about a few thousand.
We just talking about a few thousand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, you don't see the motherfuckers no more.
And if you do see them, they got a whole new attitude.
Right, but not only that, it's something that snaps in them. You know what I'm saying? You never, you know, you don't see them. It'd be 2-3 months until the money run out. You know what I'm saying? Mm. But it's almost as if some type of phobia, you know, that the world is out to get them, and at this particular time they go into this animalistic survival mode that I gotta get mine.
And I don't give a damn about nobody
else.
Nobody.
You see. And so we're talking about a psychological level that literally money could be the catalyst for a form of, we talk about black mental illness, but we talk about black nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
They literally go insane for a minute when the money comes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Or another part is going insane when their security of the comfort zone is at stake.
Right.
So these are phobias and fears.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And basically it's boiled down to this. We will do anything for money. And if you stand up with a little bit of pride and dignity and say, you're not going to do it, don't worry. There's 50 niggas that will.
That's right. Or 100.
Or 1,000.
Or me.
Pick a number. The point I'm trying to make is there is no end into the insanity.
No.
They will pay people to say anything. You know, these comedians will come on and they will say anything to sell out the race. They will, the rappers, or you know, for for every person that's got something of sense and structure to say, you got 50 Negroes that will do anything because we fell in love with this money. And you know it's interesting because the same pathology of the greed and the insanity that we go for when it comes to this money is the same thing that end up losing the money.
Yep.
This excess spending and not investing in other black people that you could have some type of parity or some type of fortification with your money.
Right. No economic plan or stability.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about something on that particular level that we're talking about material, or when we talk about human beings, we talk about useless eaters. We're talking about people that just basically taking up space because there's nothing virtuous
about them
in the aspect, even in the basic level of survival. You see what I'm saying? It's just like the movie X-Files. They had the X-Files series, and you had the movie that came out in '98. And the guy said, survival is the ultimate theology. You see? Mm-hmm. Not survival of the fittest, but survival of the species. And if you break that down, they're talking about survival of not only yourself, but others that look like you.
Right.
And other people tend to get this thing right. Let's just take other groups, that come here.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to see a homeless Asian, you see what I'm saying? Because he could always go work in the nail shop.
Right. Or the Chinese restaurant.
Right.
Or the carry out.
It was interesting because my girl go get her feet done and all at this Asian up the street. They're so cheap. And she talking to him, and she said, well, how you learn how to do all these nails and this manicure and pedicure and all that? The Asian girl said, well, we learned this in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So when we come over, we just go to the nearest business of our families and sit at a table and do your nails. And it's a high school curriculum. I'm like, you're right. That's better than something they teaching you where you can't make no money. You at least ought to be able to know how to do certain things like that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to say, but then again, on the other hand, we can't take the time to think about being that extension for the community because we hate each other.
Speaking of hate, man, Bobby, I think about 2 months ago. Now, this is what you call the highest form of insanity when it comes to a Negro. There's a guy by the name of Vernon Robinson out of South Carolina. This nigga ran for senator on a banner of Strong Thurman. He said he called himself the new Strong Thurman, and that his mentors was George Wallace, Trent Lott, and Ronald Reagan. This was a Negro, and he lost the race.
Sold out.
He sold out and lost.
Right. Sold out and lost. That's like a boy I knew back in 1976. A guy gave him $1 to give him some head. And the guy gave him the head for the $1, and the nigga didn't give him the $1. What kind of nigga will sell the fuck out and then lose?
Right.
Knowing damn well he gonna lose.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this has got to be some kind of clone shit, man.
Man, something is going on. But I told you, man, now, like I explained to you and some of the fellows up in New York, the ELF wave, and for those that know what the ELF wave is, we're talking about extremely low frequencies. The parameters go from 6 cycles to 11.7. And 6 cycles, we're talking about being lethargic and delusionary and just fucking brain dead. And when you get to 11.3%, you're talking about violence. Now, you're talking about seizures and violent reactions. So based on this mind control, a lot of them niggas must be in the 6 percentile because brain dead.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man, it is something wrong. I got people I talk to every day that just don't understand why they can't see something fucked up with Bush. I mean, I'll just give you an example. Now, anybody in their right mind can see that Bush is fucked up. Straight up.
Yeah.
And half the people that said they voted for him was based on moralism. Now, how the motherfucker who lies as much as this motherfucker and doing all this killing,
right.
And when they showed his record on TV and told you about this cracker going all the way back, even back to his Prescott Bush, because we got pictures of Prescott Bush at the lynchings. Remember?
That's right. Prescott Bush was at pictures of him at black lynchings in the 1930s.
Right. We got pictures of him.
In the 1920s.
Right. So what I'm saying to you, how is it that people, because white folks are not my primary concern, I'm talking about black folks, but why is it that black folks, who call themselves even so-called Republican, can't see there's something wrong with this guy, man? I mean, the sanity is just gone beyond comprehension here.
And not only that, my point here is they had a complete movie to come out that all black people watched, the Fahrenheit 9/11.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not advocating Kerry, but I'm trying to say this, but we got to understand this particular part. Now, let's break both of them down. First of all, our people don't know about a conspiracy of a one elite system that's ruled by somebody else other than the president. They don't know about that.
Right, secret society, right.
A secret society. They don't know that Kerry and Bush's cousins and a part of the Skull and Bones, and you're getting virtually the same thing.
Right.
But we can say this, for them that don't know that there's an elite party and there's no such thing as actually a government.
Right, that's fake.
That's fake.
Mm-hmm.
The people who believe in a two-party system and a democratic movement, one thing we can say about Kerry, if you take the lesser two evils, he hasn't done anything yet that you can say
he's evil,
that you can judge him on.
Right.
But we have had 4 years of Bush.
Yes.
Now, I'm not talking about me because I wouldn't vote for Kerry or Bush. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm saying the people out here, our black people, that think we live in this particular Disney World view of America.
Right.
That think about a two-party system and are actually thinking, your
vote counts.
Your vote counts. They saw, not only the movie you saw at first hand, I'm talking about this based on religion, that a man would lie to you to go up in a country and send your children to war to get killed. And some of you receive letters and caskets full of your fucking people.
And fold up flags.
And fold up flags. You see what I'm saying? From this war, and yet this cracker is yet to bring back one bullet from what he said he went in there for. Not Saddam Hussein. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't go there for Saddam Hussein.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if people can remember, see, this is what mind control, because we have I used to say a 3-year memory span. No, this shit is like 3 months now.
Right, right.
It's not 3 years. Let's tell the truth.
Right.
It's about 3 months. No, that's still being a good generous.
Let's say
that shit like 3 days.
Yeah, 72 hours.
72 hours memory span. That's literally on the animal level.
That's right.
That's like a fish in a tank going, oh, I'm a fish in a tank. It's fucked up. I need to get up. I'm a fish in a tank.
And just swim
it's
back and
fucked
forth.
up. I need to get up. I'm a fish in a tank. It's fucked up. I need to never.
Yeah.
That's what black people are like.
Right.
Now, all they got to go back and understand this. Because here's a man, we're so ignorant. And I'm blaming white folks for this too. But we're so ignorant. Until all we had to do was go back sometime in the spring of 2003. Right before he went to war, it was right before, I think it was right a couple of days before the spring equinox.
Mm-hmm.
And he told Saddam Hussein on national TV I'm giving you 24 hours or 48 hours to get out of Baghdad. Let me show you mind control. He said, I'm giving you 48 hours or 24 hours to get out of Baghdad. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or we going to war.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me that there was a possibility if he got out of Baghdad, it would have been all right? Now I'm sure you saying, yeah, well, he did say that. Well, where are you getting? Well, they went up into Iraq and had a whole war and didn't bring back no weapons. But when you asked them what was it all for, they said, well, we got Saddam Hussein. Well, wait a minute, hold on. You got Saddam Hussein, and that's supposed to be the prize? Right. Well, I thought before the war started, you was giving him 24 hours to get out of Baghdad.
That's right. That's right.
So, I'm trying to figure this out. If you was trying to let the man go free at first,
mm-hmm.
how is going to war to capture him, as you're saying, and saying you were successful when that wasn't the option in the beginning?
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. So it wasn't an option on whether you was going to capture him in the beginning because you was giving him 24 hours to get up out of Baghdad. Now all of a sudden you done went to war and you found nothing.
Nothing.
And yet now, we captured Saddam Hussein. Which wasn't an option before you went in there. Because the option you gave him before you went in was his own freedom.
Mm-hmm. Which was...
Now you're saying that you're a success because you got him.
When
you arrested him.
And when he wasn't even the object, it was supposed to be Bin Laden.
Even before Bin Laden, whatever happened to that? The point I'm trying to make here is, now going back to black folks, because we're not concerned about white folks.
Right.
Although they were duped into this too, but going back to black folks, because I'm trying to make this point. How is a liar and a deceiver that brought your children home dead worthy of being called moralistic that you would vote for him on a religious perspective?
Right. I mean, that's just the highest form of I'm telling you, man, it's mind-boggling. You know, it's mind-boggling, Bobby. It's mind-boggling.
Not only that. This also means that black people are really not spiritual at all.
Nope.
What it means, your spirituality is based on who shows up at your church.
That's right.
Or better yet, who pays you with faith-based initiative.
501c3.
501c3 in the prospect that we know the black people mainly follow their pastors. And we know that was who was it, T.D. Jakes?
It was T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, a guy by the name of I.B. Hilliard.
Yes, right.
And Fred Price, Eddie Long.
Bishop Eddie Long.
All of them. All of them got their congregations to vote Republican.
To vote Republican.
Which means vote for Bush because of his moral standards.
Because of his moral standards.
Which is none.
Which is none, because he's a liar.
Right.
And a murderer.
And a thief.
And a thief. And you saw the movie that showed the people in Baghdad.
That's right.
Being slaughtered.
That's right.
Now I want to know what kind of God you worship.
What kind of God?